everyone and welcome back to my channel. So last week I posted the video for the last Inferno 6 boss and I had a few people questioning whether or not I'd be able to complete this in Gauntlet 6 difficulty. So we're going to go ahead and look at this today and specifically look at the last boss. Let's go. So this was actually our second attempt at G6. The first one didn't go so well. We completed all bosses, but then when we got to this one, half of the team completely died and they were totally out of their revive. So we had no way of reviving them and there was no way that we could complete it with just the four of us. Simply because the boss got locked into the immunity with the shield and we were obviously down 4 players, so it was pretty impossible to complete. But obviously from that knowledge, this made it a lot easier to do this run, and it also made it a lot quicker as well. I think we completed this about 4 minutes quicker than what we had done in the failed attempt, so that was a bit of a bonus for us. For now I'm going to let you continue to watch and I'll catch back up with some more tips and things in a second. So at this phase of the raid, Pestle has a summon that is also attacking the team, but what I did was focus my attacks specifically on her, and the best way to get through this part as well is to have half of the team focused on her and half of them focused on the summon, as this will make it a lot quicker. One thing that is super important for Gauntlet 6 is to make sure that everyone knows their part that they are playing in the team, and to make sure that you have people that are DPS as well as support. So you can see here you've got myself and 3 Demon Hunters as DPS. Then we've also got a Crusader and a couple of Necromancers as well that are offering shields and immunity as well to damage. Despite having this, I did still go in with my Ice Armor Essence because I thought that way if any of my teammates go down, I've still got that level of protection with that 6 hit immunity. So I was using the Hailstone Essence on my offhand for this. And I did also test out my build in the training ground before I entered the raid as well, just to make sure that I had enough damage per second for this, and also to make sure that my build was the strongest I could do for the time being. I was limited due to set items. I would have preferred to have gone into this with 4 pieces of Vitus and 4 Grace, or 4 pieces of Vitus and 4 Shalbas even, to improve my attack speed, as that would have been really good for this. However, I've just had really bad luck with all my crafting, so I had to go in with 4 Angmets and 4 Grace for this. So this was my first death from this boss, and you can see I still had 5 revives left in total from teammates and from my self-revives. But I decided to go for self-revive because I knew we were close to this final stage of the raid. So let's just see how the rest of this goes. So at this stage in the raid, there are lots of different attacks to avoid. So you have these flowers that spawn on the ground and they will cause damage, and also anything that has that kind of lilac purple aura on the ground that will cause damage. There's also these beams to avoid, which is pretty much the same as in Cavern of Echoes, and they will take you out immediately if you don't have any kind of shield or armor on. Now this is the phase of the raid that is imperative that you and your team get right. So these flowers need to be destroyed within the time limit that is in the center of the screen at the top there. So it says destroy the flowers, and we have 20 seconds left. Now these flowers, if you do not destroy them in time, Pestle will be shielded and you will not be able to do any damage on her. And then what happened the first attempt was that she ended up enraged because we basically had about 3 minutes of not being able to create any damage whatsoever. So it's really imperative to make sure you have people that are high DPS. Although having Necromancers on your team that are using Dark Curse, that works really nicely on destroying those flowers quickly as well. But if you don't get through the first stage of it, the next stage there are 4 flowers, and obviously by that point you may have less team members left to help destroy them. Now with so many people having run Gauntlet 6 in the last week, there's been a lot of discussion about which boss is the most difficult, and many actually still agree that it's Ischia, which is the same for the Helicri raids as well. Many still believe that she is the hardest, I think because there's so many stages of immunity, so it takes a lot longer to take her down. So my advice with Gauntlet 6 would be to save as many of your revives as possible for the last 2 bosses, and just to use your team revives leading up to that, so that you have all of your self revives left for the last 2. So Pestfield is now going into the next phase, and you can see there are now 4 of these flowers to attack, as I mentioned earlier. The only thing is you have the exact same time limit to destroy these. So you can see myself and a couple of teammates are on this one, with teammates on the other flowers as well, as you can see from the minimap there, just because we need to take these down as quickly as possible, and it's actually a little bit easier to spread yourselves out when there are so many. So we've now got this boss down to just under 200 million health. If we can continue to damage her as quickly as we are at the moment, we should be able to complete this Gauntlet 6. So we'll join back together at the end of this raid to discuss. And that is it. Gauntlet 6 completed. So we got the first clear rewards that you can see there. Let's take a look at the damage dealt. So I'm actually really impressed with this. I was second for the damage dealt there, which is amazing. We had a few higher resonance players on the team and a couple of demon hunters as well. So I think we had 3 demon hunters in total. So I'm quite happy to be ranked second as a wizard there. But that is it from me today. I hope you found this video helpful. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.